are turning our attentions now to the NFL, and we had Seth freaking Rollins, of course, on the microphone this week on the Rich Eisen Show. We talked about that in our whole segment about his injury update because he gave everybody a firsthand account of where things stand with him right now. So if you need to know anything about that, go and watch that video that we posted earlier. But for now, I want to turn our attentions to the NFL because as part of his hosting duties this week, Seth freaking Rollins was on the microphone and he was giving his opinion about a couple of teams.
Oh.
Well, he was giving his early season power rankings. So he was basically listing the ranking of teams 1 through 10, but it was a countdown. So we started with number 10.
Okay.
Of who the best teams are in the NFL. And they preface this video that you'll see in a moment as we get into it, because I couldn't help but notice two teams kind of stood out on the list of outliers. And I have some interesting commentary to offer. If you don't know this, Seth Rollins is a huge Chicago Bears fan, and so am I. I grew up watching the beloved, and so I can relate to a lot of his NFL fan tendencies.
Okay.
The fact that we've never had a 4,000-yard passer, the fact that we've never had really a franchise quarterback, and we're hoping that it's Caleb Williams. And, also the fact that we're really, really, really excited that Ben Johnson is here more than anything. It feels like a new era in Chicago Bears football. And, well, we're excited to see it get underway and hopefully not crash and burn this time. Please, football gods.
And it's never too early to start talking about NFL, I guess.
It is never too early. But anyways, Seth Rollins, huge NFL fan, gives his top 10 list to the Rich Eisen Show for power rankings. So this is how he sees it in the NFL right now, Nika.
All right.
And, well, we're going to start with number 10, and we're going to jump ahead to number 1.
Okay. So we're not going to do the middle part.
We're not going to do the whole list.
Okay.
I just want to focus on the two teams that stood out to me.
All right.
Let's start with number 10 on the list, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're going to start at 10, and this might be a surprise to some people. It was a surprise to me as we were looking it over and we were thinking about it, but I really feel like, I hate to say this. I hate it. It pains me. I really feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to make a difference in Pittsburgh. I do.
I laughed almost immediately when I heard this the first time because I can relate. This is what happens when you are a Bears fan, and Aaron Rodgers had, I don't know how many fourth quarter comeback, last possession wins against you throughout the course of his career. It's sort of like we have this fear, we have, it's already preordained, that something bad is going to happen.
Is it like Aaron Rodgers derangement syndrome?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
It's like we fear the Rodgers, like
Fair
basically
enough.
if he has the ball and there's 2 minutes or less in the game and basically and they're down by 3 or 4 or something like that, like there's no chance that the Bears are leaving there with a win.
Okay.
That's just what's ingrained in us to believe after being abused so many times.
But Rodgers is with the Steelers now, so...
Yeah, but I mean, why would that change anything? Like, he specifically wanted to play for the Steelers, I think, this year, so he could play against his old conference. He can play against the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings, and the Lions one more time before he hangs it up. Guaranteed this year. I don't think that was... I think he knew that.
Rodgers.
Yeah. I do think the Vikings were his first choice for a similar reason, because he could kind of play the Bears and the Packers and the Lions twice. Then he would get 6 games against them.
Okay.
But I think this was the next best thing. And I do think it played a part into him playing for the Steelers, but not the only thing.
Okay.
I think there were other factors at play. So.
Okay. You want to continue the video?
Yeah, let's continue the video.
I do. Look, he came last season. At the end of the season, he played really well. His Achilles is 100%. He's back to it. He's motivated. He's playing with, look, we know the Steelers team finishes at 500 or better every year, no matter what. Every year, no matter what. With Justin Fields and Russell Wilson splitting time last year, like they still did it. You still got to the playoffs.
Kenny Pickett.
Come on, right? I mean, it's going to happen. So I think you add in a few extra wins to that, and they're in a position to where they're gonna play. And you got a guy who in the last 2 minutes of a game can go and win it for you on the offensive side of the ball. So I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. That's my opinion. I hope I'm wrong.
I can't echo these sentiments enough. You heard him mention the 2-minute drill there. Of course, I mentioned it a second ago. We're trained to believe these things. Trust me, folks. Trust me. You've never walked a mile in a Bears fan's shoes unless you believe that Aaron Rodgers is basically there to beat you in the last 2 minutes. Like, my mom would agree with me. First, it was Favre, too. He would do the same damn shit to us because the Bears, even though they've had an offense that's been stuck in the 1950s throughout this entire time, they always have a decent defense most of the time. And so they would play like tight games against these teams, but they wouldn't let them win. You know, like they would always have just enough in the tank to get that win. Mm-hmm. So I totally understand what he's saying here. And, you know, he does mention some good points about how Rodgers played in the second half of last year when it seemed like the Achilles injury was maybe fully healed. So look out. Look out, everybody. Pittsburgh, the black and gold. All right.
Can you continue?
Yeah, continue.
I hope I'm wrong. I want to say,
let's how much longer does this go on? I wonder.
Not for Cam. I love Cam.
Yeah.
Not for Cam. I want them to be good for Cam, but I want them to suffer.
He mentioned
Cam's bigger than us.
Oh, yeah, he is. He would hurt us badly. I already have one bag of leg. I can't have two bag legs. So yeah, that's a controversial one, but I'm going with it.
So that's just the end of it.
Yeah. So like he said, I think putting the Steelers that high is controversial. So anyways, he did mention Cam, and that was Cam Hayward, who he was interviewing on that show the same day. So I think that's what he meant. I'm not thinking. I know that's what he meant.
Okay.
All right. Moving on.
Next.
Let's move on to Seth's number one team on his power rankings list. This definitely raised some eyebrows out there, folks.
All right.
Remember these, right?
Chiefs, Bills.
All the good teams are already.
All the good teams. I mean, you threw the Commanders in there. I get it. Lions, Bengals, I guess. Steelers, I don't really understand. But what?
Number one.
He's going to do it.
No.
He's going to do it.
Wait.
You see the glasses are coming out.
Chicago Bears. The best team in football.
right, pause it.
Revamp.
This is Superfan Central right here.
Yep.
This is straight out of Bill Schwarsky's Superfans, Bob Schwarsky's Superfans, the brothers, the famous brothers. This is basically a modern day bit version of that. Am I wrong?
No. You will fit right in.
Yeah, I'm ready to jump on board the Bear bus. Let's take the Bear bus all the way to the Super Bowl, folks. Let's do it. We come around once every 40 years or so. I mean, first it was 20, and now it's 40. Maybe now we'll have to wait 80.
No, 60. Every 20.
Okay, every 20.
Yeah.
But it's been 40.
Oh, well, then 80.
Could be magical, folks. Could be magical. I'm just saying.
Tough.
I do think it's funny. Let's listen to this, and then I'll give my opinion on the Bears. I promise.
All right.
Coaching staff, revamped offensive line. The weapons are there. DJ Moore, Adunze. We got two tight ends now. Not just one, we got two tight ends. We got Loveland. We got Komet. The defense is going to be on point. We got Dennis Allen running ship on that side. The Chicago Bears, the team to beat in the NFL 2025. They're taking it all. Caleb for MVP. Ben Johnson, Coach of the Year. It's over, baby. They are the number one team. They're the team to beat. You come to Chicago, be ready for a butt whooping. It's going to happen, son. Mark my words. Number one team, Chicago Bears. You got a problem with it, call in, tell me about it, and we'll get to you after break. Let's go, Bear down in the Windy City.
All
Nice.
right, that was it. That was the glazing of the Chicago Bears 2025 Ben Johnson inaugural season. But I get it, okay? I understand why you want to feel this way. We feel like, as Bears fans, that a lot of our shortcomings have been because we weren't always willing to make those bold moves, right? Like, we would make the safe choices with coaching decisions and head coaching decisions. And even Lovie Smith was a safe choice at the time when they hired him. He turned into be probably the best coach we've had since now, hopefully, Ben Johnson. But before that, Dick Duran, Dave Wanstedt, like Mike Ditka, obviously winning the Super Bowl. But you can see it's always been a lot of defensive-minded coaching. It's hard not to get excited about having an offensive mastermind. I hope it produces results. I don't think they're going to be as instantaneous here as Seth is making it out, but I do think the Bears will surprise a lot of people out there this year in the NFL.
I give you that. I mean, there's a lot of excitement going on.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can produce.
This is a Kool-Aid take, obviously, and I think it was just a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and if you're going to...
He's a huge Bears fan.
Of
What
course.
did you expect?
I didn't expect anything else,
Exactly.
honestly. So
good for him.
it was great, and I enjoyed it. And I think he raises
It's
some
great.
really accurate points, though, of like why we should be excited as a Bears fan. You know,
I give you that. But, there's a lot of excitement, as I said, a lot of excitement because Chicago deserves a better football team that they had.
we do. And, I want to bring something up because we haven't talked about the Bears a lot since we talked about Caleb Williams and the Seth Wickersham book and the press kind of hounding him to speak up about that. And we questioned whether or not the Bears should have caved at the time. And I think in retrospect, they probably did the right thing because we haven't heard anything about the Bears since then.
That's probably good.
And it is good. They need to learn this offense.
Yeah.
They need to learn
Leave the
Ben
man
Johnson's
alone.
whole entire system. And
Exactly.
the fact that it wasn't put in last year, I know it wasn't necessarily available last year because Ben Johnson wasn't necessarily available. But the fact that Caleb's now a year behind, right? He should have been learning a new offensive last year that was going to stick with him. So
He had to learn other stuff as well. So he is not fully grown into his shoes yet.
he has not, and we have to allow that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give him the space and time he needs. In the meantime, football is starting soon, and I thought this would be a fun way to start transitioning some of our sports conversations into the realm of football.